Hey, what's going on? So I'm working on some tube testing today and wanted to do some things to share with you guys. I've got this new JP-2C that just picked up and a couple things that I wanted to talk about. First, these new ones, they went back to Schumacher transformers like they used to use in the old vintage Mark IIs and 3s. And this one has one of those. You can see the label's a little different. Really the tell though is these things basically have sheet metal end caps on them where it's just, cut sheet metal and folded. Interestingly enough, my new California Tweed over here also has the same thing because they switched back to these after there was a problem with their old supplier. So that's a really easy way to tell because the old style is basically a piece of stamped steel that was didn't have this seam in it. So the first test today, I'm going to test power tubes, and I've got 3 different sets of Mesa power tubes. So once again, this thing's brand new, so I want to keep it in warranty and all that good stuff. I've got a set of 440s, STR440s, which is what came in the original JP-2Cs. These new ones are coming with STR443s, and then I also have some STR445s, which are the JJs that's shipping in the rectifiers now, and I tend to like those as well. So I'm going to try those and see how they sound in this amp. Also, I wanted to point out that this transformer, they said that this was modeled after the 105 transformer from the original 2C Plus. That one, I've had a number of them. They usually run between 500 and 515 plate volts with my tester. Whereas this one's running, high 460s. And when I had the early JP and I tested that one was also running around 460. So that's really just kind of within scope. Yeah, I can see why they did it because most modern tubes have a hard time handling that plate voltage when it gets over 500. So, for reliability, I can see that. However, the X101 tranny and the 100 tranny were all running, that around 460, and it was the 105 that was really hot. So, I can't give the nod to this thing being designed after the 105 if it's not running the higher plate voltage. That being said, the 100 is a fantastic tranny, and some guys actually like it better than the 105. So just kind of sharing some details, kind of is what it is. And, you can have cork sniffers out there, or you can just say, hey, this amp is the culmination of the parts and it is what it is. But that is what it is. It's not running the high plate voltage, so it's going to be reliable with any of the current production tubes. So let's try these 3 different sets of tubes on the JP and see if you guys can hear a difference in the room. Thanks, bye. Right, first with the STR445s, which are the JJs. All right, now with the STR440s, which I believe are Russian. All right, now for the STR443. last up and bonus round for the power tubes, I've got a set of Preferred Series 6L6 here, brand new set, that these are basically exactly the same thing as the TAD 6L6 GC, and which are also designed based on the old Sylvania 415s and RCAs. So these are the best sounding tubes outside of the 415s in my older amps. Let's see how it sounds in the JP. Alright, so that was the power amp tubes. Next we're going to take a look at the preamp tubes, and here's why. If you recall, in the Mark V and in my Mark III and some of the other ones, guys have figured out that when placed in the correct spot, switching out one of the 12AX7s for a 12AT7 can really kind of uncompress and open up the sound. It is lower gain, but on an amp that has tons of gain on the knob, that's kind of less of an issue. So I wanted to go ahead and try that in here. I do have a Mesa 12AT7, so it's all still legit. And of course this amp is loaded all with 12AX from the factory. So I'm just going to go through V1, V2, V3, and V4 with the 12AT7. And this one, it's Mesa branded, but it's a tongue sole. And see if we can kind of uncork the tone a little bit and open it up to maybe make it a little bit more organic like the older Mark IIs and IIIs. Let's check it out. AT7 and V1. AT7 V2. AT7 V3. AT7 V4.
to refresh our memory back to all 12AX7.